Hey there, in this video we're going to show you how to take a bitmap image and convert it into a vector image using Adobe Illustrator. So we'll go ahead and create a new file and name this practice. And I like to have the units in inches. This is a 12 by 12 canvas. We'll click create. You can create the canvas to the size that you need. If you know what size your piece is that you're working with, go ahead and make it that size. So first thing, we need to find an image or create an image. So I'm going to pull one from the internet. I'm going to select this mountain range here. We'll right click on the picture and do save image as. Now when you do this, notice down here in the corner of the picture there are some numbers. That refers to the size or the quality of this image. The larger the image, the better this is going to work, the better quality. So find the best quality image that you can. If the one that you like isn't very good quality, you can go down here, right click and select search Google for image, and it will find all the images that are just the same as this or similar to it, and you can often find a better image. So we'll go ahead and click save image as, save it to the computer, and then I'm going to drag that photo into Adobe Illustrator. So you can see this isn't very big, but it should work for what we need to do. To resize it, I'm going to drag on the corner here, but you'll notice that it doesn't keep the proportions. They can be distorted. So to keep the proportions, you're going to hold down Shift. You can see now it stays proportional. And if you want to keep it centered on the page, you hold down Alt as well. And then we'll resize it about, that'll work. Okay, next, if we zoom in on this image, you see pixels. This image is made of pixels. So that's what we call a bitmap image. You could use an image like this to engrave on the laser, but it's not very good quality. So if you want to clean it up, or if you're going to be cutting anything, you'll want to convert this to a vector image. A vector image, rather than being made of pixels, is made of lines, mathematically defined lines. So they're perfect shapes. So we'll show you what that looks like. You're going to find the image trace button. With the image selected, click image trace. In this case, I'm going to do a black and white logo. It works best if you can find simple images, especially black and white. We'll trace that. Now if we zoom in, those are nice, sharp, defined lines. No matter how far you zoom, it keeps its quality. If when you do this, it distorts your image and you don't like how it turned out, then over here, you can select this button to open the image trace panel, and you can make some edits. So we'll go ahead and drop down the advanced arrow here, and you can play with these sliders until it looks more like what you want it to. So we'll clean it up. Okay, that's good enough for what we're doing here. So once you're done, well, first, if I drag this off the canvas, you see that there is white behind it. Sometimes that white can interfere with what we're doing, especially if we wanted to cut this out. So I like to select ignore white down here in the image trace panel, and it just gets rid of that white for you. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, we'll go ahead and drag it back on the canvas. Now if this is all you're doing and you just want to engrave this, then you're done. You can take this file, save it, and you can go engrave it. However, say you want to engrave this and then cut out around it. We need to create a shape around it for it to cut. Also, if you wanted to edit this, maybe you didn't want the trees in here, you just want the mountains. In order to edit this, we need to select it and come over here and click on expand, and that breaks this image up into separate pieces. Now, if I want to select one of those pieces to edit or delete it, I'll double click on the image, and then a single click will let me select individual parts and delete them. Okay. Now we can create a shape around it to cut this out. So you can draw your own custom shape, or you can use one of the shapes here. If you go to the rectangle tool, click and hold down, you have some other options. I'm going to select the ellipse tool, and we'll draw an ellipse, an oval around this. If you want a perfect circle, hold down Shift, and you get a perfect circle there. But we're going to do an ellipse. Okay, notice it filled in with black. Over here on the right, you have a fill and a stroke. We want to click on the fill and select none. So there's no fill. On the stroke, this is the outline. We want it to have a stroke of 0.1. And the thickness of the stroke matters, because when we go to cut this on the laser, if it is anything else but 0.1, it will not cut. So if you say you have a stroke of 5 here, if you change it to 5, rather than cutting, it's going to engrave that oval. So we'll change it to 0.1. Now when we send it to the laser, it's going to engrave the mountains, and it's going to cut this line here. Okay, so anything you want to cut has to have a stroke of 0.1. The color doesn't matter. Let's say you wanted to cut this out, but rather than doing a simple shape, you want to follow the path of the mountains here. To do that, we're going to use the pen tool. So on the left, the third tool down is the pen tool. We'll select that. The pen tool can trace any shape, and we'll show you how that works. If we click here, it starts a line, and right now it's just a straight line. So I'll click, and I can create these straight lines. Go around the mountains. When I get to the bottom here, say I don't want it to go straight across, I want to have a more interesting shape at the bottom. So I can click and drag, and it creates a curve. And you can see these arms here. Let's say I want this one to go off at a different angle. I can hold down the Alt key, and I can move this handle here to change the direction that that curve goes in. Let's say we want to go here and we want to change back to just a straight line, and it's trying to curve it. I can go click on this node, and it changes it back to that straight line, and I can leave from that point there. And then right here, I want it to curve in like that again. Okay, so we create this custom shape, and we'll go back to the selection tool. As long as this has a stroke of 0.1, now it's going to engrave the mountains, and it's going to cut out the stroke around the mountains. So we can draw any shape we want with the pen tool. And that's just a basic overview of the pen tool. If you want to learn how to use the pen tool better, then there are other resources out there that are much more comprehensive. So once you're done and you're ready, you can save this file. If you want to come back and edit it later, just click Save, which I would recommend doing. If you're done and you want to send this to the laser to engrave it, then you're going to go to Save As, and under Save as Type, we're going to change this to Adobe PDF. You'll click Save, and then you can get that to the laser computer to engrave it. Okay, thanks for watching.